So, I have had the privilege to read your story, and I personally would like to thank you for all the work that you've done for your community, and I'd also like to
Thank
welcome you
you.
to the Diane Award family. Congratulations on that. It's a big
Thank you
achievement.
very much.
Yeah, and I'd like to thank you. So, could you please tell us a bit about your foundation or your charity?
Okay, yeah. Thank you very much. I know, as you know, my name is Baye. Yeah. So I started. My initiative, as I'll put it, is what I call Mentors in Nigeria initiative. It was born out of the dire need of young individuals with lack of exposure, and individuals who can who could put them through as a guide or pathway to making life decisions, and taking informed decisions as life happens to them. And apparently it's somewhat personal to me, because these were the challenges I faced growing up, not having been exposed to people who could show you, so giving you different options that reality has to offer. And it made my journey really quite slow. Apparently I had this mindset that I wanted to be someone really great, someone who could have people look up to me. I wanted to be someone who was influential to people. But there were no options in my reality that I could strategically select from to be able to make informed decisions, and which made me have to come out of the confines of my community, reach out to greater people with the help of my parents. They had to send me to good school where I could reach people, go for programs, conferences, try to network with different people to be able to reach out, to see different things that I could be, or I could, do to reach my goals or reach my dreams,
Yeah.
basically. So after after I got all of that together, then and I look back and felt like, I cannot allow the people who are coming after me to go through the same challenges that I have passed through. So I decided to, create this initiative alongside a couple of my friends who share the same values with me. And then we created this initiative called Mentors in Nigeria Initiative, which is a platform for young individuals to reach out to mentors who can guide them through the paths, the path that they want to trail through their lives. Basically, that's like the whole idea surrounding my initiative.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing. You have stood out from the rest of your community, and you really felt passionate about something, and you made that change. And you are now the mentor, and you are now the role model of so many people around you, helping so many young lives possibly get out of their comfort zone and explore new opportunities, and overall have a better lifestyle. And yeah, I'd just like to thank you, and I think many people like to thank you for that because what you've done is absolutely amazing.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So, I've I said I've read your story, and I've noticed that there wasn't a person that you've mentioned specifically as your kind of role model or that person that stood out for you. Is there? If there's not, yeah, I totally understand that, and you've defied all the odds. But if there is, could you tell us if there was a role model for you?
All right. So growing up, there were different milestones. Yeah. So role models were defined based on milestones, based on the level of my exposure. At some point, I had I could call names that probably you don't know, but I'm just gonna call them for the records. Yeah. So I had somebody called Jujupe Akinsion. So Jujupe is the head of capacity building for Coca-Cola, right, in Nigeria. And then she had almost similar story with mine. And then I was just able to tailor, she had the same story of, not having opportunities that I also did not have, right? So she had the similar story, and then she was able to still stand out. So I was able to fashion my life through that channel, right now. But the major person who I picture to be like or aspire to be like in life is Barack Obama.
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So Barack Obama, if you know, Barack Obama is a black or a black American, right? And then having gone through the challenges of upbringing, facing the racial challenges and all that, he stood up to still become the president of America. Now, beyond him being the president of America, is an insightful, influential. Is a person that you just want to. Is a person who is a record role model to anyone who has probably gone through any challenges trying to go up, or any challenges being faced as a result of you not being able to reach your potentials, right? So he broke that record for me, and then it's someone I really look up to, and then I read the story every time, and then so Barack Obama it is.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, because Barack Obama's inspired so many people, and yeah, what he's doing is absolutely amazing. Even after presidency, which was absolutely amazing achievement to have,
Yeah,
being the president of the United States, and maybe one day he will be the president. And you're heading in the right direction. I'll tell you that with all the work that you're doing, and it's those people along the way that help you to where you are. You always thank them, and you always remember them for
yeah.
shaping who you are today. And yeah, it's just absolutely amazing. So, um, with lockdown going on in the world and everything that's going on affecting so many lives, millions, billions all across the world, has lockdown affected your community in Nigeria? And can the children still attend school or be mentored within your campaign and your foundation?
Yes, so apparently, lockdown made it quite easy for my organization, right? Because we would have normally want to do a face-to-face mentorship program, right, through the mentorship hub and the mentorship laboratory. So what we wanted to do was to incorporate into the normal existing curriculum of the schools a mentorship lab where people, they're going, they're taking through the. I feel that one of the challenges we have in Nigeria is that I don't know if it happens it's the same thing in the globe, right? But I feel that the school only teaches us how to, to learn skills or learn stuff that is useful in the place of work. But school don't really teach us how to manage businesses, or school don't really teach us how to, own businesses, right? So what we wanted to do is that we wanted to, bridge the gap by creating a mentorship lab in school where after going through your normal curriculum, you have a guide, you have a person to the guide is meant to be tailored towards who you want to become, right? So when we know who you want to become, we can be able to guide you through with a mentor, right? So we wanted to do that in like on site before lockdown. Then when lockdown happened, and then we had to go virtual. So
Mm,
apparently, lockdown made it very easy for us to be able to reach out to to a larger number of people online, right?
yeah.
So currently, we're going through an incubator program called the Mini. So Mentors in Nigeria Initiative is the short form is Mini, MINI, Mentors in Nigeria Initiative, right? So we currently have a project called Mini CLB. So CLB means career, leadership, and business, right? So that is an incubator program that admits 50 students in 12 weeks. All right, so now we've done through the pandemic, we've run 3 cohorts already. So we have
Mm,
3 cohorts. So that means we have trained and held 150 students through these processes. Now that is just for that project.
that's amazing.
We still have an ongoing project where we have a mentor-mentee relationship, right? That has been existing right from time. Just that the pandemic made us to focus more on the virtual platform than thinking of doing anything on site right now. So I
Mm,
feel the pandemic has really helped us to reach out to more people. So now there's already a structure in place for the CLB training, which will always admit 50 participants every 12 weeks. So
wow.
every 12 weeks, we're admitting 50 participants. And then, don't not to forget that we already have a pool of 200 mentors ready to, train any young individual who is coming onto our platform. Currently, we are still in Nigeria, and we hope to spread around Africa and
Mm,
the world as well.
yeah.
So basically, so the pandemic has really helped us reach out to more people. Apparently, so the pandemic didn't affect the organization. So we've had partnerships. So because of the Diana Awards, we had partnership with the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund to be able to, absorb most of the people who go through our program, to absorb them into their trust fund, right? So I mean, I think the pandemic we're doing really great.
Okay, yeah. Because people would normally think like, oh, it must be really hard on you, it must be more difficult, especially with the pandemic. But really, it's brought more people online, and you've seized all the opportunities that you can get to reach out to more kids and to more people, and to try and help them through this time. Because it's affected so many people in England and across the world with their mental health, and to have something like this to really fall back on is absolutely amazing. And now that you're reaching out to more people, I really hope that you can go more globally, more wider, and you can really grow this. And I think that you will succeed and you will do that, because it's a really important issue that has to be solved. And, we have to try and help more people out there. So, um, I've going on to my third question. Um, you have many achievements in your life. One of them being the Giant Awards, as you said, and that's opened so many new branches and opportunities to you. I was wondering, what else do you want to achieve? What are your long-term goals for the future?
So apparently, my long-term goal is to be an embodiment of knowledge for people to come and learn, and then they can reach their potential.
Mm,
My major aim in life is to be impactful, be an influence, a positive influence to people, right? That's my major goal.
mm,
That's my personal major goal, to be an influence to people, to be for people to be able to draw insights and positive influence. Now the world is negatively charged. Let me put it that way. The world is negatively charged. There's so many contents out there. There's so many things out there, and there are so many contents. As we are producing positive content, there's also negative content and making people who would normally achieve great things, make them go astray. I mean, there are a lot of content out there. One of the things that I want to do is to be able to bring people back to focus and be able to make them reach their goals as I am reaching my goal, because that is me reaching my goal. So my goal is to make people reach their goal. So
yeah.
I'm reaching my goal, I'm happy, and people are happy. That's the major thing. So that's my greatest desire, that in my lifetime I'm seeing people draw insights from me to be able to reach their goals and reach their potential. Because I believe that, one of the things that the older generation did was that they were able to reach their goals. They were able
Mm,
to reach their passion, which it is making the narrative currently now is changing. If you look at the likes of the Ferrari, the like of the Gucci's, the like of these are family brand names. So these are people who were able to live their dreams and live their passion, and the world would never forget tasty fried chicken. The world would never forget KFC,
mm,
right? And these are people who have left legacies. I mean, legacy is really very important to me, because it is really about who come after me. Do I want to leave a legacy for people who are coming after me to be able to thank me that I came before them, or to curse me that I never existed? So these are the things that I'm trying to put in place, that a structure where I become a space, I become a hub for people to be able to draw insights and be able to reach their potential and live their passion.
that's absolutely amazing. People like you really do change the world. And this Diane Awards that you and I and many other people have achieved is seen as such an amazing thing and a rare thing. And that shouldn't really be the case. And when people achieve and they get that support behind them, I believe that everyone can make this like not a rare thing, but an average thing, to stand out, be
Yes,
your own
yes,
person, be special, just like you are, and help other people. And then eventually everyone in the world would be reaching their full potential, and we could all live our lives to the fullest. Because there are so many different awards like the Giant Award that are seen as rare, and that shouldn't really be the case. But yeah, people like you and me and so many other people, we have to be strong, we have to be united, we have to be together, we
yes.
have to speak about different things that may not be going right in the world. And I'd like to thank you I'll give a clap to you because that's absolutely
Thank
amazing what
you.
you've been doing,
Thank
and
you
your
very
role
much.
is absolutely amazing. So, my fourth question is it's a pretty big question. It's absolutely massive. So you might need to think about this a bit, or maybe you don't. So, if you had to change one thing about the world, what would it be?
Mm. That's a massive, massive question right there, right?
Mm, yeah, massive.
So if I'm going to change one thing in the world, it's going to be. So are you talking about me or the world?
So if you could change something about the world or the way that the world is handling certain situations, or maybe like solving, or maybe even like focus time on a new something that really should be focused on. You know, it's so many different branches to think about. So you just say what you think.
Yeah. Yeah, what I'm going to change is good mindset,
Mm,
right? The
yeah.
mindset of people. Now, so I've noticed something that the mindset currently is shifting from living purpose and having meaning and essence to life. It has changed from that angle to just surviving. So what we are doing, what the mindset that we're living currently now, the mindset of survivor. Everybody just want to make money. Everybody want to drive a Ferrari. Everybody want to drive, do be rich in quote, right? And the truth is that most of the things that we chase are actually things that have nuisance values. I'm sorry to use that word, right? Well, and we don't we've changed the narrative. So the mindset is no longer for you to live your purpose or live your dream. Now when I say purpose and dream, I'm going to break it down, right? Now living your purpose and your dream is finding essence to life, basically. So now if every individual in life discovers your passion and discover your purpose, now when I mean purpose, I mean your reason for existence.
Yeah.
So now everybody were made for a reason. You're existing for a reason. That reason needs to be achieved first. You need to understand the reason why you're existing in the first place. Why are you on earth? And when you find that, when you're able to discover that, you find out that you'll be what your life, the life you'll be living will be life of solutions to problems. And there's something about a solution to a problem. A solution to a problem is always fulfilling.
Mm,
You're always living a life fulfilled, not living a life full of hate, not living a life full of, and this is what the world is charged with now, full of hate, full of, that's why you see find racial killings, you find a lot of things, and that's why we're doing Black Lives Matter. The truth is that we are actually, if our mindset is drifted towards seeing everybody as living based on what you've come to the earth to do, right? You we won't find race, all this the racism and all that. We'll find people find value in the lives of every individual, and everybody will be important. But because if until we start to feel that way, that everybody is important, the black is important, Nigeria is important to the world, America is important to the world, UK is important to the world, until we
mm,
begin to see that and begin to drift our mindset from thinking just for ourselves and reaching out to people and understanding the scope of the existence of your fellow individual, either black or white.
mm.
Then if we are able to change that narrative, I'm sure the world is going to be a better place. So if I'm going to change anything in the world, I'm going to change the mindset of people.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. Yeah, changing our minds and the way we think about certain things, because we're in this world together. I don't see why everything should be a competition because, as far as we
Yes,
all know, we have this one life to live and we have to live it to our fullest. And the only way we can do that
yeah,
is we can build off each other, give each other ideas. We can help each other unite, and we can do and achieve all of these different things around the world that definitely need to be solved. And one of my initiatives is we should all be treated equally, because I was
Well,
bullied in school and I
well,
wasn't treated equally, and like you weren't treated equally with the opportunities that you were given, and now we're all trying to change that, and the world's developing time by time, and it's getting better. It's slowly, and we might not be doing it in the best methods, but we're trying to make this world a better place, and it's gonna take a long, long time, but it's the start of
yeah.
something. And people like you are just absolutely amazing. It just still really like mind blows me that it hasn't really been done yet, and there aren't enough people like you, because I'm sure if everyone in the world was like you, I'm sure this world would have no problems, because you know you have the right
Thank you very
mindset.
much.
Yeah, honestly. So on to the fifth and final question. So we know Nigeria is full of so many inspirational people, just like yourself, and I could probably name countless others that I would love to see you work with and make this world a better place. But the the um I've lost my word. Okay, sorry. Um, Nigeria is full of so many inspirational people like yourself, and I'd love to speak with so many other people. But for a young child's life, like yourself, or another child that you might know, maybe in Nigeria, how do you think that they're brought up?
Oh, okay. So I'm going to be dividing the um, dividing the scope into three categories, right?
Okay.
So I'm going to be talking about a child who's from a poor family, a child who's from the middle class family, and a child who is part of the elites, right? Now a child who's from the poor family has no access to, let's say basic 3 square meal, has no access to quality education, has no access to, proper exposure. So basically, a child from a poor family, if at all, is going to be, you know, is going to be great. Whatever is going to be great to survive or to feed his family. Right. So that's like going to be the average scope of a child, the upbringing of a child from a poor family, right? So now, for a child in the middle class family, will probably have access to, let's say, a 3 square meal, have access to going to a an average school, right? Just to attend a university. I mean, okay, let's say attend, normal elementary school, and probably the parents can be able to struggle enough to send the child to school, like to a university. And then, a university is a playing ground for everyone to be able to reach, to be able to, achieve whatever you went to school for, right? And then there's if the child is smart, or a child is, somewhat good, it can be able to, find somebody who's going to get attached to, and then it can be able to, be great. Now, but from a child from the elite, as the 3 square meal, have access to quality education. And when I mean quality education, I don't mean education in Nigeria. That's education abroad, probably in the US, or in the UK, or
Mm,
any other country in the world. Now, which is a platform for quality exposure, to be able to, at an early age, reach your dreams or reach your potential. So now, but the challenges that we face is the fact that there is a clear gap, or there is a distinct gap between the elite and the rich and the poor, right? Now the gap is so wide that it's um, it's limiting. So even so, we the opportunities are not equally distributed, right? So there is a clear distinction between somebody who is, from the rich family, or somebody who's from the poor family. The opportunities are not equal, right? There are gaps, and right, quite enough. We have foundations who are trying to, reach out to this problem, but Nigeria is a country filled with almost more than 200 million people. How many foundations are we going to have, who's going to, create this change? So which means that to be able to solve this problem, we have to start from policy making, right? And I mean, not to discredit the efforts of, initiatives and, and foundations and charity organizations, right? But to be able to make this solution more sustainable, we have to create, an enabling platform for those who are from the middle class category and those who are from the underserved category, to be able to give them more opportunities to be able to, at least have basic education, if not in Nigeria, but have somewhat of exposure internationally or globally, so that the Nigerian community can be able to have youths who think globally. And I'm going to put this to you, that countries who do well are countries who have their youth think global, which means that if you look at the likes of Uber is a US organization, right, who has created a logistic solution to help people move from one place to the other, right? Now, this is bringing in other countries to be able to, buy their product and pay for their product. It's because the CEO or the founder has been able to think of a solution that is much more global, right? Now,
Yeah.
and that is because he's exposed to a certain level. Now, you cannot expect somebody from an underserved community in Nigeria to have such that kind of thinking. Is limited by opportunities, is limited by exposure, is limited by quite a number of things that if the world can be able to, reach out to people in just not just Nigeria, there are quite a number of countries like that in Africa, right? Who don't have these opportunities, who are not exposed enough. If we can create an enabling platform for these people, because trust me, they have inherent capacities to be great. Right. The only challenge is that they are not exposed. They can't. Their realities don't give them the opportunity to be able to, make global decisions or have a global mindset. So these are the ways people are brought up in Nigeria, my country, right? So if I'm going to classify myself, I'm going to put myself in the middle class. So which means that there are multiple people who are worse than I am, and I do at least I have somewhat of my parents were able to send me to school, but there are people who can't go to school. I was walking along. So I'm sorry. I was walking along on the street of Lagos, Nigeria, and I was seeing, young children, quite young children, walking on the streets. Right. This is because this is nobody's fault, right? It is nobody's fault. It's not their fault. I won't blame them, right? It is just that is the exposure on how that's the thinking of how they can, survive and how they can live life, right? So I just feel that, people can be able to come together to be able to, create some exposure and some other level of opportunities that will be, given to such kind of people. And I'm sure conversations like this can reach out to people who have the capacity to, create so much more sustainable solutions to this, problem.
Yeah, because as you said, there is such a massive gap between the elite and the poor, because that we're all should be given an equal opportunity, and even across the world there is such a massive gap between private education and public education, and I believe that we should all be given the same chances, and because there might be one kid that really wants to achieve high in his education but really doesn't have the opportunities or the background or the foundation to really help him achieve that. And there might be another kid who might not really want to go to school or doesn't really appreciate it. And we should all be given the same opportunities, and from then we could be treated fairly, and we can see that we've all been given the same platform, and now this person's worked harder than the other. Yeah, so
Yeah.
you've pretty much explained it all, and you've done absolutely amazing on this call. I'd like to thank you so much for spending your time here today. So is there anything else you want to speak upon, or have you spoken on it all?
I think I have that in my last conversation. I will not want to, do
Okay.
some more talking.
Yeah, you know, if it's fine with you, maybe we can have a follow up in the future, you know, speak more about this. 'Cause
Definitely,
yeah,
yeah,
because
definitely.
I've really enjoyed this today. And yeah, I like to thank you so much. And
Thank
yeah,
you for having me too.
yeah, so yeah, catch you up next time.